Greetings, good to see you all today. What's going on? Elijah Farrakhan in the building. Andre's here. Go Gadget. Andre. Come on in, everybody. Rasta Man is here. Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to everybody on Twitch. We got Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the building. We got Fresno, California in the building. Rep your city, rep your city. Rep your city. Let them know where you're from. Here we go again. We got to push the line. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to our lineage, we're not really playing with that. You know, we're gonna have to get people in order. They thinking it's a fluke. We got the Bronx in the building. People thinking it's a fluke. We're gonna have to apply pressure. You know what I'm saying? Hartford, Connecticut is in the building. San Francisco is in the building. We're going to have to apply pressure. So people won't take it like no fluke. It's not a fluke. It's not a game. It's not a game at all. It's not a game. It's very serious. And we're going to have to make sure people take it serious, too. They have to take it serious. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to take it serious. Good to see you, Alexis. We got New Jersey in the building. They're going to have to take it serious. If they don't take it serious, they got to get kicked out. You got to go. You got to get out the circle. You know what I mean? We got the UK in the building representing. Salute. Elijah Farrakhan. Yeah, if they ain't standing on what we standing on or supporting, then they got to get the boot up out the circle. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of generations that have been out here struggling, of Black Americans. And this is the generation, us right now. We really formulating everything. We decided to identify ourselves as the foundation of Black America. We standing on lineage, right? Because we have to stand on lineage in order to get our reparations. And so to get your reparation, you got to deal with your lineage. Who are you? Are you the ones that were done wrong doing slavery? Are you the ones that were done wrong doing Jim Crow? Are you the ones that was here in the 1800s? Are you the ones that was here in the 1930s, the 1940s, the 1950s, the 1960s? Okay, you have to identify yourself. You have to separate yourself in order to identify yourself. It's not about separating yourself to beef or nothing. It's just by separating yourself, delineating and separating yourself for the cause of justice and reparative damages issued to those that suffered under slavery and Jim Crow. And in order to build that and to make that strong, you have to circle the wagons. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to, we have to be able to show a united front, which means we have to build our own united front. And anybody that's not a supporter or that's a part of that united front have to be excommunicated out of the circle. Now, if they're not foundational Black Americans and they support the movement, cool. But if they don't, right now, we got to look out for ourselves, our children, our grandchildren, our future generations. Foundational Black Americans got to stop being everybody's friend when nobody's your friend. And we got to stop worrying about hating on everybody and building ourselves. You know, we have to block people out. And when you don't block them out by just, you know, going to war with them constantly and not focusing on what you got to do. So this ain't no situation where we want to concentrate on Fat Joe. This is a situation where we don't want to concentrate on Fat Joe. We don't want to support Fat Joe. We don't want to have anything to do with Fat Joe. And wherever he can get his support from, let him get it from that. But he shouldn't be getting no support from foundational Black Americans. He's done too much against us. He's shown us time and time again that he's a culture vulture. Time and time again. How many times you got to show you? These culture vultures, they got to go. They got to go. Time and time again, people have jumped into our culture to make money, to exploit us. And this is not, it ain't 1930 or nothing. We've advanced. It's 2025. So we're not playing none of them old games no more. The Fat Joe got to get out of here. Now, Jadakiss, I don't know what's wrong with Jadakiss. He's supposed to know better than to stand next to Fat Joe. He do all this rapping like he from the streets, and he know if it's smoke in the streets, unless you're going to really ride with the smoke, you don't stand next to nobody that got smoke. He know that. But he going to go stand to somebody next to Fat Joe that got smoke. Now, he in the line of fire. It is what it is. I'm willing to totally get rid of Jadakiss out of my life totally if that's what it takes. I don't care nothing about him if you don't care nothing about foundational Black Americans. Period. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about all of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with him, Remnant. I don't know. I don't know why he damaged his reputation like that. You understand? I don't know. I don't know, but this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to have a new show. Fat Joe is desperate. You know what I'm saying? So Fat Joe is extremely desperate. So he goes and he gets Jadakiss to try to get some type of, to hide basically behind Jada. Basically. It's so much wrong with this because Fat Joe basically ruined Math Hoffa's show. And now he's got a show. As Math Hoffa going down, Jadakiss jumping out trying to do the same thing Math was doing. I don't know if nobody peeped that. Math had my expert opinion. Fat Joe basically totally ruined it. And as Math Hoffa's going down, here goes Fat Joe and another rapper stepping into their space. And you have to wonder about these rappers stepping on the podcasters just because their rap careers can't make no money. Being other brothers and sisters that's podcasting, you're going to take your fame for being a rapper and you're going to go into their lane and suck all the air out the room. That's whack too. You know what I'm saying? His brother's been doing that. Joe Budden been doing that. Other people been doing that. Gillian Wallow been doing it now for a while. Why y'all trying to step on Gillian Wallow? Why y'all trying to step on Joe Budden? Why y'all trying to step on Matt? Why y'all trying to step on, take money out of other people's pockets that really got this going? You understand? I don't know. But all I know is, hey, Jada, you're not that smart. You know what I'm saying? Now, Jada, you stepped into the line of fire. You got your coffee. Your coffee might take a couple strays. We might not buy your coffee, Jada. Yeah, your coffee. You see what I'm saying? Your coffee, you know, you standing next to somebody that's an op of FBA. Hey, you know how this goes, Jada. Your coffee, we might not buy your coffee. Your coffee might gotta go. It might not do that good in Chicago. I'm just saying. It might gotta go. Because see, I want all you brothers and sisters to understand. This ain't no hate or nothing like that. Like we not playing. Like I was born in 1958. And so the whole civil rights movement, I was a child. But the civil rights movement did a lot for me and my family. Black Americans did really well in the 70s from the civil rights movement. Okay? Regardless of what somebody told you. Right? And so that civil rights movement, right off of that came the Black is Beautiful, Black Power movement. And that movement gave us a lot too, because it allowed us to even go further into business. And one of the best ways to go into business is with your own identity. And so when you create an identity, when you create a culture, that makes money. And so when the Afro got big, brothers and sisters was making a lot of money with beauty shops and barbershops cutting these Afros. And these days, barbershops, they pack more than any other time. There was no time in Black American history that barbershops was as busy as they were with the Afro. The Afro created a whole lot of stuff. It allowed us to have products and everything, but we wasn't up to the point where we could put the products and stuff out back then. So we only had Afro Sheen and stuff like that. You understand? But then, okay, then that kind of faded out. And the 70s came. And then as you get to the late 70s, now you got the Black conscious movement coming. You got the rebirth of the Nation of Islam with Farrakhan stepping in for the Nation of Islam. You got reggae music, big, taking like an international turn, right? And then you got the dreadlocks. Brothers will start growing dreadlocks and start trying to eat better. And you had that whole vibe going. And then you get up to today. And when you get up to today, for Black Americans. Now you got us delineating. You got the next big movement, which is like the icing on the cake to identify yourself and now fight for the reparations that we couldn't really stand on to fight for in the 60s, in the 70s, because we was busy just trying to get some rights first. So we was busy just to be able to go down the street, just to be able to get on the bus, just to be able to have a job to feed your family, just to be able to have schools. So now you're to the point where now this is really not no joke. This is more serious than the Black Power movement, more serious than the Black Conscious movement. This foundational Black American whole ideology of us really separating ourselves and identifying ourselves, and asking for our reparations and fighting and demanding our reparations. This ain't really no joke. Because you got people like me that come back from the Black Power movement. So you got a lot of movements in this movement. You got a lot of brothers from that movement in the 80s. You got a lot of brothers still from the civil rights brothers and sisters. You got brothers and sisters still from the Black is Beautiful era. You got brothers and sisters still from the Public Enemy and Chuck D and KRS-One in that era. And you got the younger people from this new era. So you got all us together now pushing for reparations for Black Americans. And so when you get Fat Joe up there and he disrespect FBA, not knowing that FBA stands for Foundational Black Americans, that's like disrespecting the term African Americans when we use that term. So when we use the term African Americans and you came out and you said something crazy about African Americans, we would have been on your neck. But now we're creating a whole new identity in this foundational Black America. We don't appreciate no white Hispanic like Fat Joe speaking on FBA, period. You know what I'm saying? We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate that. We don't like that. And so rather than Fat Joe show some love for the community that supported him, he just doubling down. Now, this is the same Fat Joe that we've been having problems with this dude. This dude been a problem. This dude was on Versus and called them sisters all out their name. Something he would have never did to Jennifer Lopez. He wouldn't have said nothing like that. And they never should have gave him no type of pass after that. He should have been done right there. He should have been done right there when you see him talk to foundational Black American women the way that he would never talk about no Hispanic female, no Puerto Rican female. Would he ever say that? I don't care what's going on. He would have never said what he said about these two sisters. He would have never said that to no Jennifer Lopez or none of them. Never. And we got more information of him being like that, where he's been saying all type of stuff with his crew. And his crew even admitted that he didn't like Black people. That he was always saying stuff about Black men. Been like that. He just into the culture, but he don't even like us. And he sold us his culture with this fake gangster rap, right? You understand? And so now he gonna go try to link up with Jada, and they gonna both get canceled. Jada looking like a lame. I'm gonna tell you straight up. He looking like a goofy. Cause you can't tell me Jada ain't seen all this happening and he just decided for some money. Man, I'll do it anyway. He had to say the hell with us to do it. Unless Jada can prove me wrong. For Jada to go do this, he had to say, man, I don't care nothing about what they saying. Let's do it. Because everybody seen we was on Joe's neck. You understand? So now Jada got smoke. You know, you get on the show. If you watch the commercial for the show, Fat Joe said, we won't smoke with everybody. See, he talking in riddles, but he don't really want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they look like police. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, we shutting them down. We got to shut Jada down too. Don't support that show. Boycott that show. Anybody that advertise on that show, write the companies that advertise on that show. Let them know we're not going to buy them products the same way we've been doing, Joe. The same way we've been doing, Joe. Let's keep our foot on his neck. Same way. And if you've been calling, keep writing. If you've been writing and telling Walgreens and all these companies that we're not going to buy none of these products, don't stop. Don't stop. Get this out the stores. Got to go. Got to go. We don't want to see this in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? We through with this man. This man didn't even do Big Pun right. You understand? He ain't no good. He never did Pun right. He copied Pun. He wasn't even pushing that whole Hispanic thing until Pun did it. Pun was the one that came in pushing Black and Latino unity. And then Fat Joe didn't come in pushing unity. He just came in with the Spanish stuff. But he didn't do it like Pun did it. Pun did it like he was saying unity. Fat Joe came in and said, oh, now that we got all these Hispanics that like rap, let me go get that money. So he went and jumped in and took Pun's fan base. That's all he did. Pun built that fan base. And Cypress Hill. Big Pun and Cypress Hill built that fan base to the point where it is now. We had some other brothers. We had the brother back in the day. He did his thing. I think Kid Frost. Kid Frost did his thing too. Kid Frost was really the first one, really. You know, I'm going to give Kid Frost his props. He was the first one that jumped out there like that. But it was really Cypress Hill and Big Pun that really was holding it down for the Hispanic people like that. Fat Joe wasn't even doing that. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe is a scam artist. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? He's not ready to disrespect our sisters. You know what I'm saying? So this guy got to go. You know, he got to go. And Jada got to go too. You know what I'm saying? Because Fat Joe, he exploited Black Americans to even get in the game. And then none of these people did he take with him. As soon as he got some buzz, he kicked all them to the curb. You know what I'm saying? He kicked all them to the curb. None of the brothers digging in the crates crew, none of them got any shine. He didn't give them no shine, no serious features, nothing. None. He didn't give them nothing. Still today. He don't give them nothing. So this how he came in the game. You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta let him blow, Joe. All at the Apollo in front of all them black people. Wasn't no Puerto Ricans at them shows. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because he didn't do Cuban right. He didn't do people right. He didn't do his own team right. He was jealous of Cuban because Cuban was the handsome one. And he thought that all the women want Cuban, including his woman, his wife. So he was jealous of Cuban because Cuban was the one that the ladies thought looked the best. So he sliced his face to try to destroy his looks. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? So now here we come again, trying to jump into the lane and hide behind Jada. He trying to hide behind Jada and come out here. You know what I'm saying? He done ran Boost. He done went to Boost now. He jumped from, I remember he was White Castle. He jumped and he tried to get these sponsors. A Boost, we gonna already hit Boost up. I don't know what that V for. Is the V for Versus? Did the people from Versus back him? I don't know what the V stand for. You know, he's a bloodsucker. You know what I mean? He don't care nothing about the culture. And he's a liar. He just be saying them stories. None of them stories he be exaggerating, trying to make himself look like something he not. You know, we want him out of here, but I'm disappointed with Jada. You know, looking thirsty and desperate. And it's just to show you how black people don't know their own value. Because Jada do not need no Fat Joe. Jada could have did that show by himself. He could have had his own show. Jada could have his own show, had a Locks on there with him sometime. And he could be having some of the top rappers on there co-hosting with him every episode. He could have another rapper on there with him. What the hell he need with Fat Joe? He don't need Fat Joe. The show would have been better with him and Styles P. Styles P is intelligent. Styles is highly intelligent, into health and eating right and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you sit up here taking a back seat to Fat Joe. Ain't gonna get all this smoke now. Because we ain't finna watch that. And now we looking at Jada crazy. I'm looking at Jada crazy. Because you know the FBA is on this man's neck. Why would you jump in there? So to me, it's like Jada think it's like he testing us. To me, he won't smoke. To me, Jada don't think fat meat greasy. To me. So he put us in a situation, he got to take the hit. He got to take a hit. Jada got to go down. He got to go down. So everybody out there, when you watch this, get on his neck. Just get on his neck. Tell him he's out of here. Unfollow him. Tell him he's canceled. He's got to take the hit. Because our lineage is on the line. And see what these people do. Our battle is with the powers that be that run America. Our battle was with Bank of America, and Wells Fargo, and all these big companies that owe us reparations. And they watch people like this to see how strong we are. And if we look weak to them, then these big companies like, And so to get to these companies, we got to go through them. Because the companies are watching. And when they see us shut them down, they say, Foundational Black Americans are not playing. They're not playing. We cannot let nobody get out here and make us look weak, which is what Fat Joe is attempting to do. I'll come up with Jada, and y'all won't be able to stop me. Man, listen, we'll run Jada off of here. Jada don't run nothing. We run all this. We run this. We made Jada. We made him. He didn't make us. So now the coffee got to take a hit. Ain't no way I'll go in none of these places and buy that coffee. Let Fat Joe buy it. Don't try to sell to foundational Black Americans, because you definitely ain't riding with us. Yeah, them old days is gone. We not doing none of that. Kareem, we not doing none of that. I done already seen all of that. I'm not trying to see no repeat of that. And a lot of times, Kareem, I was a shorty or like too young to really make it happen. And then we didn't have social media like now. So it was really no way to get your voice out there like that. But now we got the ability to get our voice out there bigger than ever with social media. We got how many platforms to make some noise? I hear you. I hear you. It's disappointing, man. When I seen that commercial run, I seen it on Instagram. When I seen it, and I seen, man, it really hurt me because I kind of like Jada. And man, it was sad, man. Because Fat Joe was like, yeah, we want all the smoke. We coming at everybody. And then Jada's like, crack you crazy. You know, the way he, it was like he was a second man, like the backup singer. You know what I mean? It was weak. It looked weak, man. And you could see the energy from Fat Joe. He wasn't talking to people. He talking to FBA. Like, watch this. I'm back out here. We want all the smoke, he said. Okay. Your wish is my command. Okay, Fat Joe, you want all the smoke? Okay, you finna get all the smoke. You're going to get all the smoke. We going to get you, Fat Joe, we going to get you totally out of here. Okay, all of the sponsors going to realize they're going to lose money with you. Boost is sponsoring this. Okay, Boost got problems coming. Because we're going to be writing a Boost this week, letting Boost know, get rid of you, or we getting rid of their phones. Okay? Boost going to get the same smoke everybody else got. Jada, I don't know who going to buy your coffee, but you ain't no good businessman because you shouldn't have put yourself in this. You shouldn't have got in this. Because we ain't drinking your coffee. So you might as well go tell your daddy, Daddy, I done ruined the coffee business. Because Black Americans, they ain't finna buy it. By next week, your coffee will be mud. Trust me on that. Your coffee's done. Okay? He might not be FBA. I don't know what he is. That's fine. But whatever he is, that's who's going to have to buy that coffee. We don't care. One thing is, we don't care who supports you. We just not going to support you. See, this is what people, we don't care about your other support. Because foundational Black Americans, if we don't support you, you're done. The others, you're not going to be getting enough support for them. You're done, you're done, you're done. That show's going nowhere. And it's crazy because Fat Joe thought he can lay low and come up with a new scheme and get out here. Bro, we still on your neck, Joe. We don't want you to ever come back. What part of that Fat Joe don't understand? Bro, we want you to go away. We don't want to see you no more, period. You're old, you're washed up, you're outdated, and you ain't got no respect for your fan base. And we are not going to let our people support you when the whole time you don't support us. You're just in there to rob us, take our money. Because anybody had any type of decency would have been apologized for that and been straightened that out. It's too late now. Don't wait till we really hurt your pockets and then try to come and say nothing. Should have cleaned that up. You understand? I don't know. I think it's Fathers of Black America, but I don't know. I don't know. But I know one thing. Everybody will know in a couple of days. Y'all know that, right? Remnant. Everybody gonna know, ain't they? They finna dig into that right now. They digging into that right now, I'm telling you. FBA right now. The Foundation of Black Americans right now trying to find out who is Jada. What's his lineage? Telling you, I know how this go. We will know his lineage in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You trust me? You trust me? FBA on X, they gonna be Adam. Yes, on X. That used to be Twitter. Oh yes. Oh yes, because that's where FBA is not playing none. Okay. We will know his whole family lineage in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You understand? Because when it comes to our lineage, we can't play. We got children. We got grandchildren. And for me, I feel like we're not going to keep kicking this can down the road. I don't want my grandson to still have to fight this fight. And Donald Trump has emboldened people that don't like us. So for any of you Black Americans, Foundation of Black Americans that don't understand what's going on, it's all the way up anyway. It is all the way up. You're going to have your security together. You're going to have to watch your surroundings. I'm telling you. You have to watch your surroundings. Ladies, you might have to start going in a group. You might have to carry, if it's legal in your state. Go get all your paperwork. Because it's really up right now. Y'all seen the video of the guy that brought the rifle out of his apartment when the blacks was shooting a movie scene and he thought they was protesting and he came out of his apartment and walked down there with a rifle right out on the street. The police went in there and raided him and grabbed him out and arrested him. But I'm telling you, it's up. He is Black American. I thought so because his daddy's a Black American. I thought so. He'll step out the way and we'll leave him alone. He step out the way, we'll go right back like this never happened. But he need to get out the way. Jada need to get out the way. Y'all go tell him, Jada, get out the way. Go troll him and tell him, Jada, get out the way. Don't stand next to Joe. Get out the way. And the least we can do is warn the brother, get out the way. Find a coffee company, and hit them and say, listen, have Jada get out the way. Have him get out the way. You know what I'm saying? There's no telling because I don't got no hate for Black immigrants. I only don't like people that don't like us. So I have to judge each Black immigrant based on how they act. I'm not going to just group them together. So I don't got no hate against black immigrants, because my thing is, the problem I got with Fat Joe and a lot of people like that is we already fighting the European system. So we don't need nobody else in our way when we already at war with the banks and corporate America for our reparations. We already got a problem. So we can't afford to have no other people of color or black or whatever you want to call them in the way while we got this big battle we got to go. And this is a big battle. So if you're in the way, we're going to just stomp you out early so we can get back to the people that got our money. So we got to stomp Fat Joe out. We got to wipe him out off the internet and out of the early. He got to get out the way. He in the way. He like a flea or a tick. He like you got lice or something. He got to go. Bro, you a little dude. You in the way. You ain't even got our reparations. So get out the way. You know, we not supporting no Busta Rhymes and none of all them days where we keep supporting people that disrespect them days is over, man. You disrespect us, you're done. We're not buying no tickets to see you. We not clicking on nothing you own. We blocking you on all our social media. We don't even want you to come up. I don't even want to see your post or nothing. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real serious and money getting real serious. And racism is at an all-time high. And everything is like really serious right now. Really serious. They kind of trying to cut all our programs and all this. So we really don't want to listen to Fat Joe talk a bunch of nothing, because really all these podcasters is finna be out of here if they don't start talking about issues in the black community. That go for Gilly and Wallow. That go for every Mav. That go for all you podcasters that's watching. Y'all gonna have to get the hell out of here if y'all don't start talking about issues in the black community. Don't nobody want to just see y'all interviewing rappers talking about stupid stuff. I'm gonna keep it real. That go for Joe Budden and all of them. Y'all gonna have to show y'all got some backbone and start talking about some of these issues that black people dealing with. All this gossip stuff got to go. All this Adam 22, Whack 100 gossip stuff, that got to go. Because that's getting all the views. Everybody want to watch gossip. That's got to go. The gossip stuff got to go. Okay? We're going to have to see you saying something constructive, because I just watched Wallow get on there and disrespect black business. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't really feeling him and Gilly really right now. I ain't feeling that. You know, he going to have to go fix that. Because they setting a bad example for the young people coming up. And all you just do is get on social media, just be clowning and clowning and clowning and clowning and clowning. And ain't nobody want to talk about no serious issues that we got to deal with. And you know Fat Joe ain't going to talk about it because he's just trying to get money. He ain't trying to deal with no issues of the black community. He ain't black. You understand? He ain't black. They're going after Smokey Robinson. Oh, I don't know nothing about that. Right? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, man. You know, Kareem, when you perform or something like that, and you a singer, and you have all these women coming around, all type of stuff be happening. So I'll talk about that one day too, how they getting this stuff, because it be wild and all type of stuff be happening. So we'll talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? It'd be wild and all type of stuff be happening. And then they're able to come back and throw that stuff back up at you when you was in an environment where everything was wild. So they want to take something you did when it was admissible, when you could do it, and then they want to come into an era where everybody look at it crazy, and now they want to say you did this and that, but you ain't. How you gonna prove somebody did something to you? And Smokey 83 years old, and you talking about something he did in the 60s and the 70s. Like ain't no statute of limit. Like, come on, man. How you gonna prove that? That's just crazy in itself. You know what I'm saying? Any woman can come up and say I did all kind of stuff now. You know what I mean? Anybody can say anything. If you didn't say nothing when it happened, then that's the end of it. It ain't no way anybody can say anything. Somebody can come right now that knew me in the 80s and say whatever. And just because they knew me and just because they could prove they knew me, everybody gonna start believing what they said. But then they should have said something in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna say something now? So that's just all nonsense right there. That's just nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Because if he did something to you as a housekeeper, all you had to do was call the police, file charges. You ain't call the police. All right? Then go sit down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long, 60 years ago, I don't know how long it was. It might have been. You know what I'm saying? It might have been. I know as soon as I get some money, they show coming out because we had the freaks come out at night. It was all type of stuff going on. You know, it's illegal to be a freak, to be doing wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's illegal to do wild stuff. So anybody could just come up and say you did anything and you don't even remember yourself. What are you talking about? How you gonna tell me, Smokey Robinson, all the women in the world love him? How you gonna tell me? Come on now. Same with R. Kelly. That was all. R. Kelly, who really believed R. Kelly had to make a woman do anything? Like, this is all ridiculous. This is all ridiculous. The Diddy situation, we have to see if he was putting stuff on people to make them too inebriated. That's a whole different situation. If you rubbing stuff on people's skin and then they can't move, yeah, you got a problem. But we have to go back and see, because back then, Spanish fly was considered legitimate to give women Spanish fly. It was legitimate to get women drunk and do whatever with them back then. Straight up, it was culture. There's some stuff called Spanish fly. It used to be all on TV. They would be talking about putting Spanish fly in women's stuff. It was culture. It wasn't bad back then. Back then, the vibe was women don't be out drinking with strangers. And if you did, then you got to take what come with that. That's how it used to be. Like, don't be going out drinking and partying with no dudes. You know what I'm saying? If that ain't your life, you know what I mean? That's how it used to be. It used to be conduct yourself like a lady. Don't put yourself in those situations. That's how it used to be. But you never could just grape no woman. That's always been illegal. You could have went to the police. So what Cosby did is okay. What Cosby was doing back then, I said was okay back then. It was absolutely okay back then. Now, if you ask me if it's okay today, you understand what I'm saying. It was absolutely a culture back then. Absolutely, it was. It was a culture. It's just like let's take it like this. Let's take it like this, Lumsey. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're in the NBA and you go to the hole. And when you go to the hole with the ball, they just knock you on the ground hard, you get hurt. Everybody be like, it's horrible. But then go back and look at the Pistons, right? And look how the Pistons used to play against Michael and them. That was a part of the game. So imagine today, a player came out and said, back in the 80s, somebody knocked them on the ground real hard when they went up for a layup, you know what I'm saying? Which a look crazy now, but you'll be like, you trying to play off how we play now, but back then, everybody clobbered everybody and knocked everybody to the ground. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff they were saying about Bill Cosby, how they was going to prove it. How they prove what Bill did way back then. There is no other crime that you can do that but some type of SEX crime. If it's a murder, you still got to have evidence of the murder. But just for some lady to say you did something way back then, there's no evidence at all. There's no DNA or nothing. How the heck you going to find somebody guilty for that? That means any of us, some women can go right now and say, Lunzi did this, Pharaoh did that and that. They can say we did it 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And we can't prove we innocent, but they can prove we guilty. I can't prove I'm innocent. How I'm going to prove I'm innocent for some stuff 30 years ago? But you can prove I'm guilty. That don't make no sense. You understand? How you going to blacklist Smokey Robinson from a rumor? Sounds crazy. You understand? Sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? Sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it for nothing else. You cannot charge nobody for no murder. I don't care if it was recent or how long ago. You have to have the evidence. They just taking their money. R. Kelly, they wanted his money. Diddy, they want his money. They just want your money. They just want your money. All of a sudden, ain't no statute of limitations. They changed all of that because what happened was, how this all happened is, children were having things happen to them by priests, and you 5 years old, you 12 years old, and you're a child. So what they found out is when you get an adult and you want to say something about it, it was a long time ago, but you couldn't do nothing about it because you was a child. So they changed the rules saying that if somebody did something to you as a child when you grew up, you could bring it up and you could take them to court based on the fact you couldn't do it when you was a child. But the problem with that was you ain't going to have no proof. They never should have changed that because the person is not going to have no proof. If a gym teacher did something to me in high school, I cannot prove that. So even though you might know it happened and really know, but it cannot be proven. And so once they allowed that to happen with the children with no proof, that opened up a whole can of worms. because they wanted to try to help people that said stuff with no proof. You got to still have proof, though. It's unfortunate it happened to you, but you got to have proof in the court of law. And if you ain't got no proof, what you want us to do? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. How I know where I was, what I did 30 years ago? And even if I did it, I know I did it. What proof do you have? None. So then I got away with it. End of story. Once you start having trials with no proof and just believing somebody's testimony, that's dangerous. And now you're getting into some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just a mess, a bunch of nonsense. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? It's not, that's all nonsense. That's all nonsense. Smokey Robinson could have had any woman he wanted. He didn't want no doggone maid. You know how it is. I'm a man. I got a thing. My maid is there. I'm pressuring her. I keep trying to touch on her and holler at her. Finally, she break down, knock it back. But she really didn't want to do it, but she went on ahead. I coerced her. It never turned out nothing for her. I just knocked her back and kept on going. Time goes, she feel like I did her wrong and all this. And she go, Pharaoh, I was his nurse, I was his maid, and he did all this, and he, tricked me out my drawers, and that was wrong. But that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to trick you out your panties. That's the game. That's how the game go. What are we doing? You know what I mean? And so this situation, back to Fat Joe, let's get Fat Joe out of here. I don't want to talk about this long. Let's get him out of here. He got to go. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to do better with letting people go into the system and tell the system, I represent them. They'll listen to me. I could sell them stuff, because that's what these people are doing. They're going and they're cutting these deals, and they're telling these companies they could sell us stuff. And they got some kind of little name, and then they put them up there in front of us, and they only up there to sell us stuff. And a lot of times the stuff they sell us ain't even their stuff. They selling us somebody's stuff that we wouldn't even buy. Those days got to end. We got to stop letting these companies exploit us by using these people. And they're using these people to sell us products. Many of the products are toxic and probably ain't even no good for you. You know what I'm saying? So they're using these people to sell us stuff. And until we stop that, we ain't going to be able to have no political power. That's the same thing they're doing with politics. They handpicking your politicians to get up there and to sell us what they want the politician to sell us. The politician ain't up there to push what we want. Then we turn around and get mad at the politician because we wasn't standing on no business. And we get mad at the politician. We get mad at the rappers. We get mad at these people because we not standing on nothing ourselves to make nobody respect us. So this is why we got to, with Fat Joe, the buck stops here. We have to show these companies that we demand respect. And you ain't going to be able to just get any puppet and throw them up there and think we just gonna buy and giggle and laugh, key, because you put some bozo up there trying to sell us stuff. Okay, we're not doing none of that. Those days is over. You know what I'm saying? And as far as Jadakiss go, you know, ain't nobody bigger than the program. You understand? So Jada, if you're watching, ain't nobody bigger than the program, bro. You know what I'm saying? You done stepped in some mess. You know what I'm saying? And now we're going to help you get it off your shoe. Because we're not really playing about this lineage and this reparations. We're not playing about that.